The 2K Sports pregame show.
I'm Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. This NBA season rocking right along, and we're loving every minute of it. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Boston Celtics as they go up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. And the clock ticking down to tip off. Kenny, you won 2 championships, might I remind you, back to back. Explain to us the makeup of a champion.
Well,
and not the makeup you're wearing right now.
I never.
But the makeup of a championship team.
However, number one is the belief. You have to believe and trust in your teammates. Trust is the most important thing. And most people think trust comes from on the offensive end, but it's trust on the defensive end. Meaning, Ernie, if I'm going to send you baseline, I said that's the game plan. I have to trust that my teammate's going to be there. And I'm going to do it regardless if he misses his assignment 1 or 2 times. That's the trust you have to have.
Ernie, you know why I like drinking Shaq Fu Punch?
Why?
Because it's about finding the right mix. So in basketball terms, it's about coaches, star role players. Everything has to be working together. That's why these guys can be great.
I can't believe that you just promoted one of your products into discussion of what it takes to become a champion in the NBA.
I wasn't really promoting. I was just giving you a Shaq-nology.
That's his 12th promotion. I'm going to start promoting things.
I'm not promoting the Shaq-nologies. You know what? I won't say nothing else about myself or any product I'm endorsing. Man up, you two.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
The towering skyscrapers that surround Quincy Market in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. It's game time in Boston as the crowds look to cheer on the Celtics. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. And, of course, Jared Sullinger. They will definitely miss his contributions.
Well, as fans, as teammates, there are a lot of people that I'm sure are sad to see him go, given all he brings to the table. But I like what the trade does for him, and I bet it helps him right off the bat. I mean, it also is going to help him long term.
Well, you know, we'll see. Because you don't make a change this drastic without having a period of adjustment. So you may be right. We'll see how long it takes and whether this new look roster can gel.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Washington, the great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Gortat is out there with Mahinmi, and it's Porter in at the small forward.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
And the thing, Greg, about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete. But he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. And he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work. And he's also very good at passing the basketball. You know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
Now here's Thomas. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Boston, no good that time either.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
Wall against Johnson. That's tipped, but they recover it. Beal gets a wide open look. Can't get it to go. And it's Boston the other way. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Yeah, struggled to shoot the basketball in that game, but still found a way, if you will. I mean, they had to pick up the slack in a lot of other areas, and they did.
And, Greg, you know, not too many teams are going to win shooting that poorly from the floor. Well, I'd have to say it says a lot about them as a ball club to win with that poor shooting performance.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Now here's Johnson. He had 10 points in the win against Philadelphia. Horford sets a screen for Bradley. Just 4 to shoot. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Took a little time, but they get one to go. Maybe they're warmed up now.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Gortat against Bradley. And that one's good by Gortat.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Here is Wall. After marching Gortat's bucket. Porter, no luck.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Bradley kicks to Johnson. Here's Crowder. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Crowder's got his first points of the night.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And we've all seen how dominant Bradley Beal can be. The 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. He's already had a solid young career, but still plenty of room to grow.
Talking about Bradley Beal's potential, it's not just the shooting, it's also the passing, and you really don't think of him as a passer, but for such a young two-guard, he's extremely unselfish, averaged over 3 assists a game over the past 2 years.
And the true stars of our game feature versatility. And here's a guy that has also tremendous upside as a rebounder. I mean, how about getting 7 boards almost a game the 1 year he was in college? So he understands the importance of impacting other areas. I mean, last season he had his highest steals average of his career, and everything's upside with this young man. The sky's the limit.
Excellent point. And both free throws good for Beal.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
Now here's Johnson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And now Wall running the floor all by himself. And the jam by Beal.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. And for the Celtics, 28 of their 40 wins on the season came against the East. Not impressive, but it got the job done in a conference which could be had at times on this.
That's true, but what should be noted, Kevin, about the Celtics against the East is just how well they played against the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, against the East top 8, they shot a lot better and executed a lot better as well. So you can see them stepping up their game against the competition.
And it's sent back by Horford. And Gortat kicks to Porter, and he banks in the layup.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooter.
Now, here's Thomas. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
You were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared him down as he was hitting shots, looked at that bench. Man, he had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backboard.
Greg, you're talking about Isaiah Thomas before. Certainly his short stature limits him on, Clark, the defensive side.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't rack up a ton of steals given his instincts and quickness. I think he really focuses on making his impact at the offensive end.
Porter, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Zeller comes in for Johnson, and it's Green in for Avery Bradley. Wall against Thomas. He dishes it to Zeller. He feeds it to Horford. Takes the three. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Wall. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Celtics trail by 8. Thomas passes to Green. Pass to Horford. Celtics passing it around. Just 5 on the clock. A 3-ball. Busted. No good that time either. Wizards leading by 8. Here's Beal, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. And the thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. A quick, powerful athlete, Greg, high basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
Now, here's Thornton. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Burke dishes to Nicholson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talents.
Second free throw, no good.
And Washington put together a good season against the East last year. Ended up with that 46-36 record, with 30 of those wins coming against the rest of the conference.
Wizards 46-36 last season. That was good enough for them to land the number 5 seed, Clark.
Well, it was actually, Kevin, the same finish they had in the conference in 2014, even though they won more games. Washington, though, was only 10-15 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
And both free throws good for Green. Washington's offense last year looked solid on paper, but in reality, it was much tougher to defend against. They could hurt you in a number of ways.
And the Wizards, Kevin, could get you in transition, but they could also, as you mentioned, they could get you with their half-court sets. Top 10 in field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage last season.
Nicholson kicks to Smith, and he dunks it down.
And really, these teams don't even look like they belong on the same court today.
I don't think they do, based on what we've seen, a double-digit lead, and we're still in the first. Ouch, that's painful.
Now here's Smart. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Zeller against Smith. Green inside the three-point line. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And, for the Wizards, it wasn't just how they scored, but who scored. I mean, they ended the season with all 5 starters averaging double-digit points, and that's a rarity.
Here's Nicholson. 11 points for him in that last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And thinking back to the Wizards having all of their starting 5 scoring in double digits last year, those are the kinds of teams that coaches hate to plan against. Any given night, one of them can step up and hurt you, and you just couldn't plan for where their points were going to come from.
First one falls for him. Well, clearly, guys, Trey Burke is a guy who is talent, drafted number 9 overall 2013, grew up in Columbus, Ohio, went to the University of Michigan. But so far, you know, Greg, in the NBA, he's been a bit of a tweener.
And that's a great point. And part of the issue is, you know, he was a scoring guard in a point guard's body. And one thing that happens in college when you're the best player, it's a lot easier. Now when you move up to the next level, you have to change what you do on the floor to impact the game. And that's been a challenge for him thus far early in his career.
Interesting.
And, you know, going back to Trey Burke, for a guy with a scoring mindset, he has some limitations there. His field goal percentage was under 40 his first 2 seasons. Part of that is because he doesn't have the explosiveness to get to the rim.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to talk with Brad Stevens for a minute. I asked him about the difficulty defensively against a team that's so smart and controlled offensively. He said that's a great point. They really do a terrific job of executing their offense. Not a lot of miscues or missteps. We need to be just as disciplined if we're going to get the upper hand. And down 1-0 in the season series, guys. We'll see if they can even it up.
Okay, thank you, Doris. What will you guys be looking for overall, you know, defensively from this team, given they're facing such terrific shooters tonight?
It's going to have to be a total team effort, guys. I mean, you have to be ready to provide help defensively literally every moment you're on the floor.
Exactly. When it's a team that shoots it as well as they do, guys, I mean, one-on-one defense isn't enough. Everybody has to be tied together, rotating, helping, and very much aware of where the ball is.
And, you know, talking about Trey Burke, at his size, he needs to become a more consistent playmaker. I know he's a competitor, very successful in college, wants to play a lot of minutes in the pros, but to do that, he needs to reshape his game and I think adopt a pass-first mentality.
Shot by Zeller, no good. Wizards leading by 6. Morris kicks to Nicholson. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Releases. Mickey grabs the board. Boston's gone 0-2 from deep here. Smart with the ball. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Shot by Zeller, no good.
I'll tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
And Thornton kicks to Smith. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Wizards lead by 8.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly. And guys, the wheels really fell off of Marcus Thornton's game last year. This was a deadly shooter who averaged over 21 points a game only a few seasons ago. But last season, under double figures at 9 per contest.
Now a timeout called by Boston. On the topic of Thornton, Greg, last season he wasn't all bad. He did hit, you know, a career high 42% of his threes. Clark, the problem is he didn't provide anything else.
Yeah, he's an Allen wrench. He's a specialist. I mean, he's never been a great playmaker, rebounder, or defender. His money is made with his jump shot.
Celtics trail by 8. Now Smart. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Boston again missing.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Burke the pass to Morris. 1:52 left here in the opening quarter. Smith kicks to Nicholson. 4 on the shot clock. Thornton dishes to Nicholson. And the foul called on Jason Smith. That is his first foul of the game. 1:41 left in the first quarter. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Here's where Boston sits right now, Kevin, in the current league rankings. 4th in lowest turnovers per game. 9th in second chance points. And they're in the top 10 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals.
You know, and I go back to their low turnover numbers. It's not one of those stats that jump out at you, but trust me, turnovers kill you. And their ability to limit their mistakes has been huge.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, foul trouble early on, I thought, set the tone in that game, and it just made it difficult for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, it really got them out of sync, and that hurt them big time. Forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they would have liked to.
Here's Thornton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Kicks it to Nicholson. And there's the 3-second violation. With a break in the action, let's take a peek at the top rebounding teams in the NBA this season. In the third position, the Wizards.
You know, all season long, this has been one of the better rebounding teams in the league. And when you rebound the ball well, you limit your opponent's second shot opportunities, and you also give yourself some additional scoring opportunities by climbing that glass.
Pass to Zeller. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Smith. The dish to Burke. Back to Morris. Baseline J on the way. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Celtics trail by 8. To the paint and up the court come the Celtics on the break.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Nicholson in the post. He's against Uretko. Nicholson's shot is off.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
To the left wing. Dishes to Smart. Zeller setting the pick for Smart. Over in the corner, Green. Kept alive. 4 seconds left. In deep, Zeller drops it in. Now just a 4-point Wizards lead.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Burke, the pass to Thornton. It's stolen by Green. Here's Smart. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Well, this here is a game. Good run to close the gap.
Yeah, they've done a great job to get back within striking distance. Really a solid comeback effort here.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Washington out in front, up by 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And an exciting young backcourt in Washington with John Wall and Bradley Beal. Wall said that Beal is known for his appetite.
When we go out to eat, he gets like 2 meals. You know, like some people eat 1 meal and the second meal you get to go home. He really finishes 2 meals at one time, and it'd be like, there's no way you about to eat that. So he likes to eat a lot, and he does a great job finishing it.
Do you think John Wall's hungry for a championship in D.C.?
Yeah, I would certainly think. Well, not really. I've seen that dude eat exactly the way John described it. It is an unbelievable sight to behold. You literally cannot comprehend how anybody could scarf up that much food and still hoop.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Amir Johnson is out there with Horford, and it's Crowder in at the 3 spot. That's the Boston 5. Bradley against Beal. Picked by Horford. Bradley kicks to Thomas. And it's Bradley off the drive. Here's the teardrop. Shot is no good. Gortat with the defensive effort. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Feeds it to Horford. It's Bradley on the wing. Horford sets a screen for Bradley. Back to Horford. It's tipped. 6 on the shot clock. Thomas rejected by Wall. Now here's Porter. Defended by Crowder. Wall. That's good.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
Now here's Johnson. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And the shot falls short this time. Wizards leading by 7. Beal dishes to Gortat. Outside, Wall. Gortat with a screen on Thomas. Beal the pass to Wall. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Wall's got 7 points here in this quarter.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. I'm watching Amir Johnson, Clark. He seems so casual about silently destroying opponents in the paint, and he's carried that air about him almost his entire career.
You know what? He's rarely had plays called for him, Kevin. He doesn't produce a bunch of highlights, but he's really potent. I mean, one of the league's best at defending opponents at the rim, grabbing in-traffic rebounds. Those both are valuable assets.
And talking about Amir Johnson, he's really the last of a discontinued model, if you will. When the Pistons called his name in the 2005 NBA draft, the year before the rookie age limit was put in place, he became the last 18-year-old drafted into our league. And it did take him a number of years to kind of get up to the pro speed.
Guys, did you know not once in Johnson's 10 seasons has he averaged more than 11 points or 7.5 rebounds a game? Sometimes he doesn't even start. And yet, there's a certain sect of followers who feel Amir Johnson is among the most valuable, efficient players in the league.
And nice job again, that time to add to their lead. They're doing everything right at the moment.
Greg, you're exactly right. Good, solid, steady, no-frills basketball. Doing it in all aspects of the game right now, and that's a hard combination to beat.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. It's going to be Horford shooting. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
Yeah, now Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
Here's Thomas, following the basket by John Wall. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Passes it to Thomas. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Wizards. Mahinmi's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Porter kicks to Wall. There's the feed to Mahinmi. with his first shot attempt. Rebound, Boston.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Thomas with the ball. Now Beal defending. Johnson draws the double. Crowder kicks to Horford. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That is his first foul of the game. Thomas, it's a wide open look.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And Wall kicks to Mahinmi. Goes up. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Boy, I tell you what, he's really coming to his own this year. I mean, that is an enormous step up from what he shot at the line last season. Timeout called by Boston. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Here's Washington. They're on a 15-5 run here. And the pass to Beal. He kicks it to Gortat. He dishes it to Porter. It's stolen by Johnson. Pass to Bradley, and now it's Bradley running. He can go all the way.
Now that's a momentum shifter there. A steal leading straight to a quick bucket.
Yeah, and a great way, Clark, to capitalize on the turnover. Don't waste any time. Get the ball right up the court.
Now here's Gortat. 13 points from him the last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. And finished off by Porter.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Celtics trail by 10. And here is Thomas. Inside, here's Johnson. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Well, so far for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit for that.
And part of the reason why the Celtics are ahead of schedule in the rebuild is because of Coach Brad Stevens. He has everyone on the same page.
You know what? You talk around the league about Coach Stevens, and other coaches are just astounded by his work ethic. People around the league think he's already a top coach and could be one of the greats by the time he's done if he stays at the professional level.
And he makes the first but misses the second. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
And here we go, the Wizards fast break. Porter with it, and it's Horford picking him up. Gortat dishes to Beal. They double him with Horford. Stolen by Thomas. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity, and the rejection by Mahinmi.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them. And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
Good. 6 points for Isaiah Thomas.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Wall. He's got 9. It's Beal on the wing. He feeds it to Mahinmi. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup, and all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
That free throw, no good.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Nicholson's checked in for Gortat. Morris comes in for Porter. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Bradley Beal. And it's Burke in for John Wall. And the second free throw, good. Some doubted how the flopping fines would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted, and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
Shot clock at 5. There's Green with the 3. But they'll get another chance. Here's Zeller. Morris with the rebound.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories, rebounds just being one of them.
Now, here is Morris. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Well, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Smart with the ball. He's guarded by Thornton. Smart passes to Urepko. Kicks it to Zeller. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahinmi's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And here's Burke. Rebounded by the Celtics. Urepko's got his 4th rebound in this one. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
On the wing, Thornton. Pass to Morris. There's the dish to Burke. Fires the 3. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket. Right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Now here's Smart. From 12 feet out, the shot will not go. And it's Washington the other way. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really like. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Celtics trail by 13. Here's Mickey. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
You know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you make some adjustments.
checked in for Washington.
Jason Smith.
Washington with the ball. Now here's Burke. 11 points for him in that last game against Charlotte. Morris with the screen for Thornton. And again, Washington no good.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
Both free throws good from Green.
For Gerald Green, it's hard to not think about the star that could have been. The 18th pick in the 2005 draft, right out of high school. It was basically athleticism and upside in his game then. He's finally made it in the NBA now, but has improved with skills and guile in place of explosiveness.
Shot clock at 5. Dishes it to Burke. And that's good off the glass that time. Burke's got 6.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Now here's Smart. Down low, here's Zeller, and the rejection by Smith. 1:25 left in the first half.
And talking about Gerald Green, it seems like he's been in the league forever. But he was only 29 years old last season. By and large, he's avoided major injury, so he's still got plenty of tread left on those tires if he wants to keep going at it for a little while longer. That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
Here's Burke. And Boston with the rebound. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, sloppy play sabotage. I mean, they'll have to be much more focused this time around. Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Smith kicks to Burke, and the foul on Marcus Smart. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
.27 seconds left to play here in the half. Thornton dishes to Morris. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Green, no luck.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
And so we conclude the first half. Wizards lead by 9. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Bradley, it certainly seemed to be a focus of this team to have a strong first half, which you did. Is this type of intensity something that coaches made a priority?
Yeah, most definitely. We want to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Well, you imposed your will, Bradley. Thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They showed their superiority in the second quarter and got well out in front, taking a 9-point lead into the locker room at the half. And taking a look at the Wizards, Shaq, what'd you think?
The bulk of their offense, Ernie, Kenny, has come in the paint. See, it's just as good. It's hard-nosed basketball when you play in the post. Trust me, I know. You wouldn't know nothing about that, Kenny, little man.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
Their lack of execution surprised me. You know, they had a lot of turnovers off sloppy ball handling, which goes back to the fundamentals. And I know we say it all the time, just make the simple play. And this is why. Without giving away possessions, they'd be a lot closer in this game.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
And now the third quarter about to get going.
It's been a good night for Bill. He has 14 points, and he's created a lot of chances for his teammates also.
And Clark, some of those assists that he's gotten today have been just electric.
Celtics trail by 9. The Celtics really seem to get better as last season wore on, too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
And Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second-best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star.
And on the floor for Randy Whitman as we get into the second half. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Porter is out there with Gortat, and it's Mahimi in at the 5. Now here's Wall. Following the miss by Al Horford. Wall draws the double, and stolen by Horford. 4-on-3 break. Here's Thomas. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Thomas got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Celtics. Wizards leading by 7.
You know, one of the big things for the Celtics after the All-Star break was they played smarter. I mean, they went from the middle of the pack in terms of turnovers to a team that rarely made mistakes.
It's Gortat with the drive off his foot, and it's being called a kickball. With a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Shot clock at 6. To the paint. Mahimi's shot is good. Mahimi's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Celtics and their turnovers. Last year, after the All-Star break, they were 4th in the league in limiting their mistakes. They played well beyond their years down the stretch.
Johnson, the pass to Crowder. Johnson with a screen on Porter. Here's Crowder. Rebound by Mahimi.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Now here's Porter. 8 points for him. Puts it up from 7. No good. Great D that time from Johnson. Celtics trail by 9. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Horford kicks to Thomas. Nice ball movement by Boston. Gortat with the block. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Feeds it to Beal. Passes to Gortat. Lets it go with a 3. Another shot. Beal can't get it to go.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Here's Thomas. He's got 8. In the corner, Bradley with it. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
Ooh, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Beal from long range. That doesn't go either for Beal.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Wizards leading by 9. Works out with the screen for Wall. Beal with it. 14 points for him. And so the ball out of bounds. Beal touched it last.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And, not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder and hitting a big three out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Looking at Jay Crowder, he got traded from Dallas to Boston in the Rondo deal last season. Nobody expected all that much from him. All he did was go out and become one of the most valuable players on that team.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third.
When you talk about Jay Crowder, there are those that you win because of, and then there are guys like him that you win with. I mean, the guy who's going to take the charge, commit the hard foul, do what others won't, really shows the heart of a champion.
Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
There's the bucket. Good. Horford's got 5 points so far.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Wizards leading by 9. Here's Beal, and that one is hammered home.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Here's Thomas, following the bucket by the Wizards. Johnson. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Now Thomas, he's got 8. Picked by Horford. Thomas goes in, and he uses the glass on the layup. Thomas got 10.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
For Washington, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. And Wall kicks to Gortat, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Horford dishes to Bradley. Horford sets a screen for Bradley. Washington with the rebound. Mahimi's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Here's Beal. The feed to Mahimi. The pass to Wall. From deep. No luck. Good D by Thomas. Celtics trail by 13. To the inside. 7-foot shot. Bradley can't get it to go. Washington's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And Wall kicks to Beal. He dishes it to Porter. Here's Gortat. Again, Gortat missing. Boston shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Nice ball movement by Boston. Offensive rebound. Here's Horford, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Zeller, he's checked in for Johnson. Urebko comes in for Jay Crowder. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Bradley. And Smart subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. The free throw off from Horford.
And Al Horford is just a winner, guys. I mean, win 2 NCAA titles at his time playing for Florida. His teammates call him the Godfather because of how calm and quiet he is in terms of his leadership and the mentoring he provides. It's been the same here in the NBA.
Now here's Smart. Green, the pass to Zeller. Back to Green. Here's Jerebko. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. 5 on the clock. Three-pointer. They get the rebound with the second effort, and Horford lays it up and in. Horford's got it back down to single digits for the Celtics.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Thornton dishes to Burke. He kicks to Nicholson. Unloads from 13. The rebound by the Celtics. Jerebko's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Picked by Zeller. Here's Smart. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Despite an overall strong year in 2015 for the Wizards, they were pretty weak at times, Clark, on the road.
Managed only 17 wins away from home, tied the Pelicans for the fewest road wins for any team that actually made the playoffs last year.
And for the Wizards and their road problems, a lot of it came from their inability to defend the three. I mean, they were in the bottom third in the league at defending the three as the road team.
Mickey's checked in for Al Horford. That one is no good.
And you know what's odd about the Wizards' road problems is that they played outstanding defense otherwise. I mean, compared to 2014, they definitely took a step backwards in regards to their road play last season.
Here's Nicholson. Out to Morris. Thornton for 3. That's good. Thornton's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Wizards leading by 11. And here is Burke. 6 points for him. Morris kicks to Smith. Back to Morris. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Morris has got the lead up to 13 now for the Wizards. Now here's Smart. He's guarded closely. Pass to Green. Over in the corner, Zeller. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Green. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Jerebko. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
Celtics trail by 13. Now here's Smart. Out to the wing. Here's Green. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Green's got 10.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player, even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
Washington calls timeout.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage, too, so really solid production in his first couple of years.
Wizards leading by 11.
And I think the big thing for Zeller was that he found his role in the league. He knows he'll be an energy guy who has to make the most of his touches. And to his credit, he is nothing but a positive force on the floor.
With the floater, they get it back. The shot's good from Jerebko. Jerebko's got his second basket. Washington with the ball. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Thornton. Shot is off, and it's Boston the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. They hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run. Kicks it to Smart from deep. That drops. Smart's got 4 points this quarter. Thornton with it. He feeds it to Nicholson. Pass to Morris. 1:39 left in the third quarter. It's tipped. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Smart leading the charge. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
The first one falls. It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season, but give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild.
And Thornton drops 2.
And, you know, for the Celtics, the actual playoff series didn't go well. They got swept by the Cavaliers, but most people will remember the injuries from the series more than the play. And the Celtics have a bright future, no doubt.
Now here's Smart. He has 6. Now the dish to Zeller. To the middle, 6 to shoot. That one goes. Count. Green's got 12 in the game.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch. Well, listen, it was a forgettable series for Celtics fans. However, the Celtics' young core were able to experience postseason basketball. That's something that you can really never replicate. I'm sure they'll be hungry for more of it, and credit Brad Stevens on a terrific job.
Boston making a switch here. Thomas is checked in. There's 49 seconds left to play in the third.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for them.
A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try
it. Shot clock at 6. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Isaiah Thomas will be at the line shooting 2.
That free throw missing. Jay Crowder's checked in for Boston. The Wizards also changing it up. Porter's checked in for Nicholson. Bradley Beal comes in for Marcus Thornton. And John Wall subbed in for Trey Burke. And he sinks the second. We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Now Wall. He's got 9. Dishes it to Smith. Stolen by Smart. And here comes Thomas leading the fast break. 1 second left. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's the Wizards up 5. And we'll be back right after this. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back to the fourth quarter of action getting started. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Well, it seems like he's gotten a little loose with it since halftime. His fingers may be a little slick or slippery. He went from no turnovers in the first half to quite a few here in the second.
Puts it up off the inbound. Over to the wing. Feeds to Horford. Thomas against Wall. Back to Horford.
Hey, close out on Avery.
It's Bradley on the wing. He's covered by Beal. 4 on the clock. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Rebound by the Wizards.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Horford is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Johnson in at the 5 down low. That's the Boston 5. And Washington has possession. Leading by 5. Porter a screen on Thomas. Wall passes to Porter. Nice move. And good. Coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got 6 assists in the game.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Here's Johnson. Bradley, no one around him.
And really, after that strong first half, he has been in quite the tailspin.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Gortat. Now here's Crowder, guarded by Porter. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
Well, you know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
You know, getting back to Gortat, he signed that 5-year, $60 million contract a couple of years back. Raised some eyebrows at the time because he's not a supreme athlete, but his size, effort, and refined skill set have made him worth it so far.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. In the corner, Bradley with it. And hits one. Maybe he's ready to get back on track. Washington leading now by 4.
And talking about Gortat, I like what he can do for you defensively. Doesn't really have a vertical, but uses his length and timing to alter shots. And he moves his feet well enough to close out on shooters and also cover the pick and roll. So solid and complete in terms of a frontline player.
The Celtics have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Here's Thomas. Horford with a screen on Wall. Thomas kicks to Horford. And it comes off the front of the rim.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
It's Beal on the wing. Nice ball movement by Washington. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Otto Porter, hailing from a family of basketball players. His mom, All-State in '85. His 3 uncles won state titles. deep basketball roots.
And how about the fact several of his cousins also won state championships, although Otto is the only one in the family to reach the NBA.
Free throw good. Porter.
You know, getting back to Otto Porter's basketball family, it really prepped him to compete. Your family is the first place you learn to navigate and win battles in competition. And that goes for sports and life.
And Porter drops them both.
And talking about Porter, he certainly has worked hard to improve upon his weaknesses. That's a trait that's often instilled in a man at a young age. And he's not an explosive athlete, but his motor and want to compensate for that.
Now here's Bradley. To the left wing. Crowder down to 5 on the shot clock. Misses the 3. Washington leading now by 8. Outside, Wall. Passes it to Mahimi. The feed to Gortat. And the powerful one-handed slam.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Now, here's Horford. It's good. That basket is now 5 for 9.
You don't need much range to hit from that distance, Kevin.
The Wizards have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the 4th quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. And Wall kicks to Beal. Up top, Mahimi. He's guarded by Johnson. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. We're taking a look at Avery Bradley. His career's been kind of up and down. Greg started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
First free throw is good.
You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting, injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite the last 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball. With just a little more seasoning, I really feel like the sky's the limit.
Gortat, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
What a stellar outing in this one for Gortat. 12 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Yeah, you know, he's had a great feel for their ball movement down low and for where to be when the shot's going up.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity strike. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Now here is Horford. Johnson with a screen on Wall. On the pass to Crowder. With the floater. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Wall attacking. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Horford.
And for the last 3 seasons, what a talented young backcourt John Wall and Bradley Beal have become. Wall drafted 1st overall, Beal 3rd in different drafts. A little lottery luck, if you will, and great scouting of these 2.
And the first one drops. Well, Clark, getting back to Wall and Beal, they really complemented each other perfectly over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, you look at some of the great backcourts of any age over that time, and Wall and Beal right there with them. And it's good to be so young and talented, that's for sure.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And John Wall, guys, is still one of the most explosive players in the league. His speed makes professional athletes look like they are stuck in mud.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And Gortat kicks to Mahinmi. Back to Gortat. And it's Beal in the corner, beyond the arc. And another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts. You're talking about Wall's burst. He can go end to end in seconds. Clark, you're amazed. You said he's a blur.
Yeah, rack to rack in a nanosecond is what Wall can do. I mean, his speed is something special.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Wizards leading by 11. At the elbow, Gortat. And Mahinmi with the stuff.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Boston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Picked by Horford. To the paint, here's Johnson. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Here's Porter. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Celtics trail by 15. Outside Thomas. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
And last year, the Wizards at times played excellent team basketball. I mean, seems like every time a shot went in, it was coming off a pass to find the open man.
That's good from Thomas. And Greg, the Wizards were top 10 in the league in assists, as you were just talking about last season. They were 3rd, Clark, in the league in their assist-to-made field goal ratio, though.
Beyond those eye-popping stats, the Wizards passed the eye test. I mean, it seemed like most of their buckets came off nice passes.
So it's the Celtics now. They trail by 14. Inside, clock at 6. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. Shot clock at 3. Horford dishes to Bradley. Boston, no good that time either. And the Wizards with possession. They're on a 17-7 run. Beal the pass to Wall. He dishes it to Beal. And Thomas over to help. And here's Wall outside. Second shot opportunity. They get it back. Mahinmi kicks to Gortat. Pass to Porter. Wall draws the double. He feeds it to Mahinmi. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Whoa. That'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
And the Celtics with possession here, following the bucket by the Wizards. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Shooting for Boston, Jay Crowder.
Free throw good, Crowder.
Will be at the line shooting
2. And both free throws good from Crowder. And here is Beal. He kicks the Wall. Pass to Porter. The three. And Boston with the rebound. Johnson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Celtics trail by 14. Here's Crowder. Beal pulls it in. Beal's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Porter kicks to Mahimi. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
How about the game for Mahimi? He has 15 rebounds and 2 blocks.
And his offense has matched the defensive effort today. He's been really just one of the best players on both ends.
I don't know if you can say enough about the job he's been doing in all aspects of the game. I mean, stuff in the stat sheet when you look at it.
2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And the Celtics making a change here. Smart's checked in. And a change for the Wizards. Morris is checked in for Otto Porter Jr. He hits the second from the line. Celtics trail by 15. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Smart kicks to Crowder. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Wizards have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. Morris with the screen for Wall. Kicks to Morris. Right wing. Mahimi with it. Johnson on him. Mahimi's shot is good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Thomas, no good.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Now here's Gortat. And the wide open shot from Morris. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Horford dishes to Smart. Johnson with a screen on Beal. Smart passes to Horford. Just 4 to shoot. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
It's Wall with the drive. Good work defensively by Horford.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Now here is Horford. Thomas a screen. Now here's Smart. He's covered by Beal. Smart kicks to Crowder. Shoots it. They get it again. Johnson. Gortat with the block. Now here's Beal. Outside, Wall. Releases from 15. Uses the glass to drop it in. And the Wizards lead by 20.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. On the wing, Johnson. Nice ball movement by Boston. Smart kicks to Horford. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 4 assists now tonight.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Morris a screen. And Wall kicks to Morris. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's staring us right in the face, and we've been around long enough to know when a game is over. And this one is in that category. Checking out the game Marquise Morris is having. He has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Morris, no good on the free throw.
Well, the game's getting bigger, going international. But at least in the U.S., it really seems the game is going indoors. Back in the day, the legends of the game still played on the blacktop. That's becoming a thing of the past.
Now here's Crowder. Back to Thomas. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Beal loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And speaking, Clark, of playground basketball, why do you think that is that the players are going indoors?
Well, I think one reason is playing on hardwood is nicer. It's easier on your joints and safer overall. The game has changed and it's big business now, but there are still plenty of weekend warriors who get their hoop on outside.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Smith checked in for Mahinmi. Andrew Nicholson comes in for Gortat. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Beal. And Trey Burke subbed in for John Wall. Here's Rozier. And Jerebko has it in the corner. Drills the three-pointer.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
There's 37 seconds left in the game. Burke dishes to Morris. They set the pick. Out to the right wing. Screen by Smith. Feeds to Thornton. From the arc. And Boston with the rebound.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
And here's Boston. 19-point game. There's the dish to Jerebko. That's good.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Burke with it. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with Bradley Beal. Following a confident win, how does it feel to play with such great offensive flow as a team like you did tonight, Bradley?
This is the most fun we had all year, by far. I mean, the ball was moving on offense. We were playing great team defense and getting out on the break and scoring. And when you're scoring that many points, it's always fun.
Bradley, thank you for the time. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Bradley Beal. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.